Good morning to all.
Perfect. Before you, we had our volunteer that is a lawyer working in Centre Scientific de Monaco. She spoke about marine protected area. And inside the marine protected area, what we are saying is one of the objectives of our major Pelaphonisos, it is to have a diving park. And when you talk about diving park, there is one person in Greece, maybe in Europe, that know everything about diving park. He's a diver, and also it is one of the key persons that established a diving park around Greece. I'll let you go ahead. You could have been here, but you had a little bit accident, not planned, and so you are in your office. Okay, thank you, Demetrios. I'll let the floor to you. Grazie.
Okay, then I heard what you said about the marine protected areas, Enrico. Diving parks is something different than marine protected areas. It is a marine protected area, but of another kind. In 2010 in Nagoya, it was found out that not much has been done for the protection of the sea and achieving the goals for it. Because there was only one tool, the marine protected areas, which are large, not easily financed, and hostile to local societies, and not easily policed also. We have a few of these in Greece, but only rich countries can finance such big marine protected areas, like Australia or the US. So scientists keep saying that marine protected areas, if not well financed, tend to become paper parks. So there was the need for a new tool for the protection of the sea, which should be friendly to local societies, easily policeable, easily financeable, self-financed, and also with effective protection. And it has been found out by scientists that many small marine protected areas, a network of them, can offer much more protection to biodiversity than one large, not effectively protected marine protected area. So there emerged the idea of the diving parks. Diving parks are very small. According to Greek law, it is 2 square kilometers maximum. It is a place in the sea that no fishing is allowed. It is a no-take zone, and it is permanently there. Once a diving park, always a diving park. This diving park is marked by some buoys. That's the only investment you have to do. And after a while, all the fauna and flora is restored as it was thousands of years ago. And it is preferable to the divers. So the divers pay a ticket in order to dive there. With this ticket, we pay the guards, the policing of the area, and this is the whole idea. We have examples of such diving parks, not meant to be diving parks, but small marine protected areas which accidentally were for diving also. Diving was allowed even in their core. I can give you 2 examples. One is at the Medes Islands in Marseille, in Estartit in Spain, which produces 70% of the local GDP and has presented an unbelievable protection of the sea. And the other one is at Port Cros in France, south of France. So this is the idea of the diving parks. Now, there has emerged another idea. Before I mention this new tool, I will tell you that the legislation in Greece is ready for the diving parks. It is the ideal time for who is interested to make a diving park, and soon will be announced the invitation for subsidies. Even the studies will be subsidized. 23 million euros have been allocated by fundings from the Greek state and the European Union for diving parks this year. So if a diving park is to be made in Elafonisos, now it is the time to do so. Who can make a diving park? Anyone can make a diving park. An individual, the state, a municipality, anyone, a company. But it is better that a diving park belongs to a combination of factors like the local municipality plus the tourism entrepreneurs of the area, because the diving park itself is of little profit. But for the area, it produces a huge profit. So the economic factors, as well as the government of the local area, should cooperate and produce the diving park, make the diving park, for which they will have to finance it for the first 3 years. There is only one number that is big in financing, the safeguarding, because the investment is minuscule. It takes some buoys to mark the park, a legal prohibition of fishing, 2 small inflatable patrol boats, and 1 office to issue the tickets. But the safeguarding requires at least 8 people on a permanent basis for the first 3 years. And this is the main expense. So this is what has to be financed. And of course the studies at the beginning, which is no big deal. After the first 3 years, when the fauna and flora multiply and the park becomes attractive, then tourists start coming. So the diving park gets little by little self-financed. And this is the whole idea. So, as I told you, the studies will be financed by the state, subsidized. So our organization, Elafonisos Eco, there, together with the local municipalities, should start working to have the preliminary studies ready in order to apply for the subsidies, which will cover also the preliminary studies. Now, let me tell you about a new tool that is emerging little by little. It is based on the rule that the polluter pays. Now it has changed, the user pays, it is now. Which means that the big companies or smaller ones that use the sea and profit by the sea, no, these ones who use the sea and profit by it should pay for the use. These are the shipping companies, these big seaside hotels, oil companies, etc. So the idea is that in instead of paying, which sooner or later will be applied, sooner or later, these entities will be called to pay for their use of the sea. Instead of paying this money, a measure is being formed now, a state imposed or imposed by the European Union, where a user of the sea shall be obliged, instead of paying, shall be obliged to either establish a diving park or finance a diving park for the local communities. In this way, they don't have to pay anything. They may make a small profit, and they show their friendly face to local societies for their corporate responsibility. This new tool has been announced in the Med-Coast conference in 2009 in Rhodos, and it was met with a lot of interest. It is called SOS MPAs, which means socially sustainable diving parks. So this is the latest news about forming tools to help biodiversity recover. Meanwhile, from my position as president of the Diving Tourism Council, or in the Ministry of Tourism today, I must update you that everything that has to do with diving tourism is very much regarded now in the Ministry of Tourism. I'm not a state employee. I'm just an individual. I speak independently right now, right? But I see what is happening. So, what is now ready to be done, we have prepared a ministerial decision that will free all contemporary shipwrecks. In Greece, there are hundreds of them, especially from World War II, but even later, which are prohibited to dive right now. So I think by next year, anyone can dive at the contemporary shipwrecks. Something else that is being done, and there is also we have also prepared the legislative framework, is that fish farming we have proclaimed fish farming by law as a diving sightseeing, which is really very interesting. If you happen to dive under a fish farm, it's a total ecosystem because fishing is prohibited there, and very many fish find shelter there. So, in order to promote, to show how clean the Hellenic fish farming is, we combine this with recreational diving, and it is now provided that Fish farming can be also diving sightseeing. There is only one ministerial decision remaining, which is almost ready. And this is a motive to fish farmers not to pollute the sea. When I say pollute the sea, I don't mean pollute chemically, because fish farming, it has been proven that fish farming does not chemically pollute the sea. It is now mature, they know how to feed, they don't give excess feeding. But what many fish farmers do is that they throw garbage in the sea, old cages, cables, ropes, and this is a disheartening spectacle. So we are giving to these fish farmers a motive to clean the bottom of their rented area so that it can become tourist sightseeing, diving sightseeing, and provide them with an additional source of income. This is the idea of multiple exploitations, the new idea of the same area. This is not only a dream, what I'm talking to you, it has become reality. In Rhodos, there is a fish farm called Lamar, where tunas and dolphins find shelter. And instead of killing the tunas and selling it to Japanese ships that waits around, as many farmers do, this sea farmer, aquaculturer, protects the dolphins and the tunas and has turned his sea farm into a diving area. He makes even more money from diving than he makes by selling his fish. And if you go to Rhodos, it is in Kamiroskala. The diving center is called Blutopia. Or even if you enter the YouTube, there are a lot of videos by visitors where you can see what is happening there. I dived there myself, and after 1 minute, I was surrounded by 200 kilo tunas, which almost touched me. It was a unique experience, and then came the dolphins. I don't think there is another site like this in Greece or elsewhere. I don't think there is elsewhere either. So this gave us the idea to promote aquaculture as a tourist attraction, a diving tourism attraction. And we put it in the new law, it is already there, and now we are waiting for the ministerial decision, which is the executive legislation, in order to start applying it. Well, this is the news from the Council of Diving Tourism of Greece. And I said what I had to say, my dear friends.
Hello? Yes?
Yeah.
I think that you give us some idea, or when we talked last time, there is always some news, and I believe that the Posidonia area, the corals, the protected area, but in the right direction, focus more only on Posidonia and not on fish and other things, and to have a diving park that obtained to be protected in order to have in the future the fishermen, they are happy because they could receive and have more fish in their zone. I believe that what we need to do now is, as we agreed last time, to a meeting with the major, a meeting also with OFIPK, meeting with the different authority, in order to have a practical plan, because to the theory is very good, but now we are to act. And I believe that if you want to have Elafonisos, they become an island with not only tourists between 10 of July to 20 of August, to have a diving park within that zone, you could dive from 1st of January to 31 of December. And I believe it is what we need to do. Thanks a lot, Demetrios. Next time when you're in a better shape, we wait to hear and we go ahead in discussion. Thanks a lot.
Goodbye to everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Have
Bye-bye.
success in your works. Bye-bye.